heard of the saying, comparison is a thief of joy, right? What if it's not always the thief of joy? Now, hear me out. It's definitely, definitely can be the thief of joy, because if we keep on comparing ourselves to our colleagues or people from the internet with a curated Instagram, beautiful pictures, then it can make us feel very shitty within ourselves, right? Only if we allow it to. So there's different ways to really think about this. It's especially in social media, and I sometimes fall victim to this too. I'll see someone who I perceive to be very successful, and then I'll have this feeling of like, oh shit, I'm behind. And so really allowing myself to notice these patterns and these thoughts and say, Fritz, go back to the present moment and really just again reminding myself why I'm doing this, and how I'm definitely at a place where I need to be at this moment in time based on the actions that I've taken in the past, and allowing myself to be grounded and stay focused with regards to my path, because my path is going to be different than everyone else's, because we're all unique, right? Each of us 8 billion people in this world have a certain path. And so if we look at others and compare ourselves towards their path, that's not, first of all, fair to us. And when we come from a place at looking at someone else and going, shit, I'm behind, or someone else who might be, 5 steps behind us, and overly inflating your ego and saying, I am better than this person, of course, it can be the thief of joy. But what I've been really playing around lately, and I also encourage you to open up your perspective on this and play around with this as well, is what if we use comparison to our advantage, and using comparison to be or objectively to help us get to where we want to be, right? And whenever that feeling of jealousy or feeling that we're behind comes up, using that for our advantage to increase our empathy and learn from it instead. So let me give you an example. I am conversational hypnosis trainer. I'm not the only one. There is a cohort of us that trained at the same time, and of course, each of us are different. How our hypnosis business came to be are all different. We all have our different whys. Although the method that we teach is the same, each of us have our different strengths and weaknesses, right? And so it's so easy to look at others and be like, oh my God, they have a lot more students than me, or this person doesn't have a lot of students yet. Like it's easy, but that's not the person who I want to become. So what I do in that situation is, I would look at my different colleagues, and I'd be like, yeah, they're killing it. This person is really good at this. This makes sense that he's doing it. This makes sense that she's doing it. And she's, and looking at it from an inspiring point of view, from an empowered point of view of seeing others succeed, because you can see how they're playing towards their strengths, right? And thinking of it that way and learning from them instead of, beating ourselves up or putting ourselves in a higher pedestal to overinflate our ego, right? So instead of that, looking at them and seeing what they're doing and learning why it works for them and how we can apply it for ourselves. Like, for example, I have colleagues who are really good at the business part, and they're teaching things about business and how to market online, which is freaking amazing. But that's not really what I'm passionate about. Personally, I'm passionate about the neuroscience of it all. I'm passionate about the personal development side of it all. I'm passionate about, bridging the both mind and body with conversational hypnosis being mostly top to bottom, mind influencing the body. We do a lot of somatic work as well. But, I also like adding the somatic work in there. I love adding the neuroscience from my history as a nurse. So being able to see it that way and help us to inspire ourselves and increase our ability to learn from ourselves more is going to be a lot more helpful. So I encourage you to do this the next time you start feeling that, oh, I'm behind, or look at this person, like they're way below me. When those feelings start to come, pause, take a deep breath, and then ask yourself, well, how can I learn from this? Like, what am I seeing with this person that I'm looking at that I may not see in myself yet? Or what can I learn from this person instead? And see what it's like and have more of a growth perspective instead of a comparison perspective. So comparison or envy perspective is what I was trying to say. So I hope this perspective helps. Definitely let me know how this sounds for you, if you applied it, how it went for you. And if you have any questions at all, let me know. Happy to speak with you, and I will see you soon.